Everybody able to hear?
Yes.
Okay, अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। Before we begin the quiz, may I request everybody to please be upstanding for the prayers. Jai Baba. Mrs. Mathur, and may I
Yes.
request you to please say the prayers. For those of you who joined online, the wordings are there displayed and also here. Please go ahead. Jai Baba.
जय बाबा। हे परवरदिगार, सबके राखनहार और सबकी रक्षा करने वाले, तुम्हारा कोई आदि नहीं है और ना तुम्हारा कोई अंत है। तुम अद्वैत हो, तुम तुलना से परे हो और तुम्हारा पार कोई नहीं पा सकता है। तुम्हारा कोई रंग और कोई रूप नहीं है। तुम आविर्भाव से रहित हो और तुम गुणातीत हो। तुम अपार हो और अगाध हो, कल्पना और धारणा से परे हो, शाश्वत और अनश्वर हो। तुम अखंडनीय हो और दिव्य नेत्रों के सिवाय और किसी भी प्रकार से तुम्हें कोई नहीं देख सकता है। तुम्हारा अस्तित्व सदैव था, तुम सदैव रहते हो और तुम सदैव रहोगे। तुम सर्वत्र हो, तुम हर वस्तु में हो और तुम हर जगह से परे तथा हर वस्तु से परे भी हो। तुम आकाश में हो और पाताल में हो। तुम व्यक्त हो और अव्यक्त हो। तुम सब लोकों पर हो और समस्त लोकों से परे भी हो। तुम तीनों भुवनों में हो और तीनों भुवनों से परे भी हो। तुम अगोचर हो और स्वतंत्र हो। तुम सृष्टि के रचने वाले हो, स्वामियों के स्वामी हो, समस्त मनों और हृदयों के ज्ञाता हो। तुम सर्वशक्तिमान और सर्वव्यापी हो। तुम अनंत ज्ञान हो, अनंत शक्ति हो और अनंत आनंद हो। तुम ज्ञान के महासागर हो, सर्वज्ञ हो, अनंत ज्ञान रखने वाले हो। तुम भूत, वर्तमान और भविष्य के ज्ञाता हो और तुम स्वयं ज्ञान हो। तुम पूर्ण दयामय हो और सदैव हितकारी हो। तुम आत्माओं की आत्मा हो और अनंत गुणों से संपन्न एक परमात्मा हो। तुम सत्य, ज्ञान और परमानंद की त्रिमूर्ति हो। तुम सत्य के मूल हो, प्रेम के महासागर हो। तुम सनातन सत्ता हो, ऊंचों में सबसे ऊंचे हो। तुम प्रभु और परमेश्वर हो। तुम परब्रह्म हो और परात्पर परब्रह्म भी हो। तुम परब्रह्म परमात्मा हो, अल्लाह हो, इलाही हो, यजदान हो, अहुरमस्त हो और प्रियतम ईश्वर हो। तुम्हारा नाम इज्जत अर्थात एक में पूज्य है। हे असीम दया के निधि प्रभुराज, हम अपने सब पापों के लिए पश्चाताप करते हैं। हर एक विचार के लिए जो असत्य, अनुचित या गंदा था, हर एक बोले हुए शब्द के लिए जिसे बोलना हमें उचित न था, और हर एक कर्म के लिए जिसे करना हमें उचित न था। स्वार्थ से प्रेरित हर एक कर्म, शब्द और विचार के लिए तथा द्वेष प्रेरित हर एक कर्म, शब्द और विचार के लिए हम पश्चाताप करते हैं। विशेषकर हर एक कामुक विचार तथा क्रिया के लिए, ऐसे हर एक वचन के लिए जिसको हमने पूरा नहीं किया, सब असत्य वचनों के लिए और सभी निंदा, पाखंड, दम या लोगों के पीछे उनके दोष बताने के लिए हम अनुताप करते हैं। और खासकर दूसरों का नाश करने वाले हर एक कर्म के लिए, दूसरों को दुख देने वाले हर एक शब्द तथा कर्म के लिए तथा दूसरों पर दुख गिरने की इच्छा करने के लिए हम अनुताप करते हैं। हे प्रभुराज, आप हम पर असीम दया करके हमारे किए हुए पापों को क्षमा कीजिए और वैसे ही आपकी मर्जी के अनुसार विचार करने में, बोलने में तथा कार्य करने में जो हमारी असमर्थता सदा रहती आई है, उसको भी क्षमा कीजिए। यही हमारी आपसे प्रार्थना है। प्रियतम परमात्मा, हमारी ऐसी सहायता कर कि हम तुझसे अधिकाधिक प्रेम करें और अधिक और फिर भी उससे भी अधिक प्रेम करें, जब तक कि हम तुझ में मिलकर एक हो जाने के पात्र बन जाएं। और तू हम सबकी ऐसी सहायता कर कि हम अंत अंत तक प्रियतम बाबा का दामन दृढ़ता से पकड़े रहें। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
जय बाबा. Am I audible to everybody on online as well?
Yes,
Cyrus
Mehernosh.
uncle, am I audible to you?
Yes, yes, very
Yes,
much.
yes,
Okay, thank
Perfect,
you.
perfect.
perfect.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Before we begin the quiz, a couple of announcements. One is that there is a program that has been organized by the Baba lovers from Navi Mumbai. There's a group of Baba lovers from Navi Mumbai led by our Sanjay Nigam, who also keeps coming here to the center. So they have organized a program on Sunday, 22nd, 22nd of September. This is the venue is Society Hall, first floor, Patel Heritage Cooperative Housing Society, opposite Hiranandani Crystal Court, Sector 7, Kharghar, Navi Mumbai. This is from 10 a.m. onwards to 1 p.m., followed by Mahaprasad. Now, we have already sent out the details on our WhatsApp group. In case if you wish to attend, you can take the details from me subsequently, and you will have to inform. There are about 8 organizers. You can drop in a message or call any one of those and inform them in case if you are attending the program. So this is something which Sanjay Nigam and all the other members of that group of Navi Mumbai have been working on for the last 1 month, and finally they have come across the program. There is also a link, Google link, that has been given to the venue. Okay, so this is one. Second is on last week, that is on the 14th, a very old बाबा लवर, हमारे बहुत पुराने बाबा के प्रेमी, जिनका सेंटर के साथ भी बहुत ही पुराना संबंध रहा, मिस्टर के.एम. जोशी करके. Joshi ji was a very old Baba lover from, he used to stay in Malad. He was quite a regular at all our programs in at Vinod Khilnani's residence. He passed away. He was a very old timer with Baba. He used to attend the center very regularly in the early days, and then subsequently his health failed. So in his remembrance today, आज उनकी याद में, before we start, we will observe a minute's silence. Joshi ji was a stalwart in beloved Baba's love, and wherever he is, may Baba's nazar always be on him. So may we please observe a minute's silence. Thank you. Remain seated. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. Okay, we will start with the quiz. What you will require basically with you is to have a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. So this is not an interactive quiz. This is a quiz where we will be displaying the questions with the 4 options, and on your piece of paper you just have to write the option that you think is right, and of course after all the 4 options are given, we will display the right answer, and there will be an explanation to that answer as well. That goes for everybody online as well. So there are 3 rounds, as you can see on the screen. The first is a question answer round, mixed bag round. So these will be with true and false, general for option questions. which will be there, 25 questions, I believe, in each of the first two rounds. And then the third will be the audio visual round, which will have 10 questions with photographs, 5 questions with videos, and 10 questions with audios. Now, the audio visual and all three rounds are connected to Baba's Bombay connection, coming out of the chronicle that was prepared and written. The audio visual round will have people whose names and whose references have been given in the chronicle. They as part of their connection with beloved Baba and the city of Mumbai. So that is how we will flow. There'll be 4 options in for each of the questions. The guidelines: quickly keep your mics on mute for those who are online. Unless you have a question, please unmute your mic to ask. Multiple choice questions, you will get 15 seconds to write the answer on a piece of paper. So there are pieces of paper here in case all those of you have joined here at the center. After which answers will be displayed on the screen. Do not share or discuss the answer with the host, nor with your neighbors. It's not a teamwork, it is individual work. Participants who get all answers correct can share their names if you wish to towards the end of the entire quiz. Right? Any questions from anybody? Okay, so I'll hand it over to Cyrus uncle for round 1 and round 2. He's joining us from Meherabad. Cyrus uncle, over to you.
Thank you, Mehernosh. Thanks a lot. All right. I'll read out the questions and the answers as well, going from left to right. All right. And as Mehernosh said, this is not a competition. It's just a fun and educational exercise. So you have fun and you get to know more about our beloved Lord Meher Baba. The question is, Meherwan was sent to Bombay to live with his brother Jamshed in the year 1910, 1914, 1915, 1917. The correct answer is 1914. As we all know, whenever the avatar descends, he needs to be unveiled. And this unveiling was done by Hazrat Babajan in 1914 by way of an embrace in 1913 and a kiss planted on Merwan's forehead in 1914. So the correct answer is 1914. And in 1914, once he was unveiled, he had lost all his normal gross consciousness and he would be acting as a robo. And lots of medicines were injected, lots of doctors were consulted, nothing happened. And then finally, it was decided that there should be a change of place, a change of environment. And that's why Merwan was sent to his brother's place in Baikhala in Mumbai, and his brother was Jamshed. So that is the background of this answer. Next. Gustaji met Merwanji for the first time at Sakori, Pune, Bombay, Meherabad. And the correct answer is Bombay. In April 1917, one of Upasti Maharaj's very ardent disciple started what is known as a dispensary, a medical dispensary for the poor. And he invited Maharaj to come along with some of Maharaj's disciples, which included Gustaji. And Maharaj sent a special word to Merwanji to attend that meeting in Bombay at Sion. So that was the first time when Gustaji and Merwanji, which is Meher Baba, met in Bombay. Next. Upasni Maharaj declared Merwan, you are the avatar. at Sakori in January 1922, at Shirdi in 1918, at Bombay in 1920, at Sakori in December 1921. And the correct answer is at Sakori in January 1922. 6 months prior to this very eventful event, you can say, when Upasni Maharaj bows down to Meherwan and said, Meherwan tu Adi Shakti hai. You are the primal force, you are the avatar, and I salute you. So this was in Sakori in January 1922. And 6 months before this event, Baba stayed with Upasni Maharaj continuously for 6 months. So the correct answer is at Sakori in 1922, when Maharaj declared Meherwan to be the avatar. Next. It was during their stay at Dash that Baba referred to himself as being the God conscious master. This was the first time that he ever declared himself to be the God conscious master. The options are Manzile Meem, Baman Lodge, Mandwa, Jhobdi at Pune. The correct answer is Madhwa. When Baba was in Bombay, he expressed a wish to visit Mandwa on a 2-day pleasure trip. He invited his friends from Lonavala and Pune. On 23rd of January 1922, that means very close to after leaving Sakori, Upasni Maharaj in Sakori, they boarded a coastal steamship and they went to Madhwa. And it was at this time, first time, Baba talked about the circle members and that he was a God conscious master. Next. Baba's first official residence after God realization was in Jhobdi at Pune, Jhobdi at Mehrabad, Mandali Hall at Mehrabad, Manzil-e-Meem at Bombay. The correct answer is Jhobdi at Pune. After leaving Sakori, for Upasni Maharaj Sakori in January 1922, Baba caught a train to Bombay and stayed at Munshi Rahim's place for a couple of days. It was at this time that Baba asked Sadashiv to make a jhobdi, to prepare a jhobdi for him in a place called Ferguson College Road, which is now somewhere around Shivaji Nagar in Pune. And this happened to be Baba's first official residence because from Bombay, he did not go to his own parental home in Pune, but spent most of his time in this jhobdi. Next. Immediately after leaving Upasni Maharaj at Sakori, Baba came straight to Jhobdi at Pune, Baba House at Pune, Manzil-e-Meem at Bombay, Munshi Rahim's quarters at Churni Road. The correct answer is Munshi Rahim's quarters at Churni Road. In fact, I had given this answer in the earlier explanation that first he came to Munshi Rahim's house. Munshi Rahim originally was from Pune, but then he was transferred to Bombay. He was reluctant to leave Pune and go to Bombay because of his association with Baba. But Baba said, no, it's your duty, and so please report at Bombay. And that's how he came to Bombay. And the first stop after leaving Sakori was Munshi Rahim's quarters at Churni Road. Next. Which of these statements or which of these are true statements? Manzil-e-Mim was Baba's first ashram. Manzil-e-Mim was taken on lease from one Haji Abdur Rahman. Manzil-e-Mim was rented in the name of Behramji. Behramji was also called Boa Sahib. And Manzil-e-Mim's rent per annum was 350 rupees. Which of these are correct? Yes, all these answers are correct. So now you're getting to know more and more about Baba and Bombay. Next. Next. Baba was gifted Kamli woolen coat by Daulat Mai, Yashwant Rao, Gulmai, Godavari Mai. The answer is Yashwant Rao. Yashwant Rao was a disciple of Upasni Maharaj who gave this Kamli coat as a gift to Baba. And Baba wore it continuously for a long period of time. We can see that in the museum that there are more patches on the coat than the original cloth. And he has sternly declared or said that this coat should never leave the shores of India. That was the importance given to this coat gifted by Yashwant Rao. Next. Rustam Jafrabadi was nicknamed as Aloba, Pendu, Padri, Baidul. Baidul is the correct answer. He was also known as Aga Baidul. How Rustam got the name of Baidul is another very funny story which you can read it in the chronicle. So Baidul is the correct answer. Next. Dr. Abdul Ghani Munsif carried on his medical profession under the name and style of Ghani and Company, Roy and Company, Munsif Homeopathic Clinic, American Homeopathic Stores Company, sorry. The correct answer is American Homeopathic Stores Company, which was subsequently taken over by Roy and Company. Next. The honored guest at Manzil-e-Mim was a pigeon, the mayor of Bombay, the first must who walked in at the Manzil, a beautiful stray dog. The correct answer is a pigeon. Baba said that this pigeon was carrying a very important message from Hazrat Baba Jan, from the Emperor Hazrat Baba Jan. And the load and the importance of the message can be ascertained by the fact that the moment the pigeon reached Manzil-e-Mim, it died in a Sastang Namaskar style. And Baba wrote a beautiful poem in honor of the pigeon and also gave a cremation in a very, very respectful way to this pigeon. The pigeon was buried on the backside of Manzil-e-Mim. So the correct answer is the pigeon. Next. Reference to context. Okay. फरहाद को तकलीफ ना दो खोरखनी की शिरीन तेरा आशिक है मजदूर नहीं है. Reference to context. Who said that? In what context? Shirin Mai asking her son Jalbai not to trouble Farhad, his nephew. Farhad Khodada telling Shirin not to give him the laborious work. Next, Ghani indicating to Baba that he is his lover and not a laborer. And 4, Farad calling out to Shirin that he can undertake any labor for her love's sake, which is correct. All right. Ghani indicates to Baba that he is his lover and not his laborer. Baba would make all the mandali do very laborious work. And one of the works given to all the mandali was a digging work, digging of the compound ground and all that. So on that particular day, Ghani kept on repeating this statement, that not the statement which is mentioned in the question. And people couldn't understand why Ghani is shouting at the top of his voice this one particular sentence. But then Baba had a had hearty laugh. And this is what it means is that I am your lover and not your laborer. So don't give me the work of digging the ground. Then Baba responds, look at the face and the features of this Farhad, that is the lover. Is this is this my lover? What luck do I have? Baba would always offer, what luck do I have that I have got these kinds of my disciples? Later on, he would refer to his mandali as broken down furnitures, that way. So he said, look how big this man's head is. And everyone had a very hearty laugh. And subsequently, as always, Baba relented and said, okay, henceforth you don't do this laborious work of digging, but instead you do proofreading of Upasni Maharaj's Urdu book, which was coming out over there. All right, next. Okay, now this is 1 minute. Huh? I think sorry. Yeah, fill in the blanks. Just see how anxious Upasni Maharaj is for me, always sending messages inviting me to go to Sakori so that he can complete his work of giving me uh, infinite knowledge. To hand over the charge of his Sakori ashram to me. 3, he can share in my terrible spiritual suffering. And D, he can, as my master, convince me to break my silence. Which is the correct answer? The correct answer is so that he can share in my terrible spiritual suffering. And this is not just once, but several, I mean, even Hazrat Babajan had come to Mehrabad once, and the assumption is to take suffering from Merwan because he was going through a lot of suffering. And the very next day, Baba again went to Pune, sort of taking back that suffering. Similarly, Narayan Maharaj would come, and whenever Narayan Maharaj would pass through Mehrabad, the train would abruptly, for no apparent reason, stop for a little while. Perhaps this is just a guesswork that the masters knew how much Meher Baba has taken upon himself the suffering. Similarly, in 1941 at Daigaon, when the last meeting between Upasni Maharaj and Meher Baba, Upasni Maharaj shed tears and requested Meherwan, to break his silence so that his suffering can be reduced. But Baba said, no, it is my job, it is my responsibility. And he continued to shoulder the burden on behalf of all of us, all of the creation. So that's it. Next, reference to context. His was the highest form of Sufism. Baba was referring to Prophet Muhammad, Moinuddin Chishti, Inayat Khan, Zarathustra. And the correct answer is Zarathustra. Elsewhere, Baba did make a mention that Zarathustra, the Sufism started with Zarathustra. He was the greatest and the highest Sufi. Elsewhere, Baba also had mentioned that Sufism started with Zoroaster, which is Zarathustra, and ended with Muhammad. Now, we do know that after that, Mayuddin Chisti also and many others also followed Sufism. Perhaps, this is my guess, that the Sufism that was originally started by Zarathustra is something quite different from what is being propagated now. Again, it is my guess. And perhaps, again, that is the reason why Baba had to reorient Sufism. And that's why we have this Sufism reoriented that is going on in the West, which is devoid of any rituals as such, and the focus is on love and surrender to the master. Next, Baba's last visit to Sakori when Upasni Maharaj was alive was on 15th October 1922 to, to present Upasni Maharaj with newly printed photographs of Upasni Maharaj and Sai Baba, to inform Maharaj about his biography, soon to be printed in Urdu, Marathi, and Gujarati, and last, to see Mera and to let her see him. Tick the correct answers or answer. All are correct answers. That I'm getting something else on the screen, so I couldn't see that the answer was exhibited. Never mind. Next, in Manzile Meme, Baba would be heard uttering, "They are beating and torturing me." This was in reference to A, the ghosts who are always accompanying him wherever he went. B, the Mandali not holding on to his Daman and visiting other saints. C, his suffering at the hands of so called yogis, sadhus, and mahatmas. And D, his suffering for the sake of his circle members. Which is the correct answer? The correct answer is his suffering at the hands of so called yogis, sadhus, and mahatmas. Again, my guesswork in this is not that they would be attacking Baba or something like that, but because there are so many hypocritical saints, yogis, and mahatmas, and in order to take upon himself, Baba would suffer the aspects of hypocrisy which they are going through. This is my take on it. That Baba did say whenever he would go to certain so-called spiritual places, Baba would indicate that there are 7,000 of these so-called saints and yogis, but not even seven are the genuine ones or real ones. Next. Reason for Baba and the party not being able to reach the shrine of Malang Shah in October 1922. Sorry, I sorry, because there's some other screen is coming up. Okay, on that day, all trains to Kalyan were cancelled. B, it was raining very heavily, so unable to reach the shrine. C, the guide employed by the party was inexperienced and did not know the way. And last D, they had written the words Kalyan and not Malangar. The answer is they had written the words Kalyan and not Malangar. They had a practice in Manzile Meme, they had a board, they had a sort of a notice board, and there it was written that tomorrow we are going to Kalyan. So, because they had written Kalyan and not Malangar, that Haji Malan's shrine, it so happened that they lost their way. They kept on going here, there, everywhere. Finally, Baba just said that put the chaddar at a particular spot and let us assume that this is Haji Malang's grave shrine, and they came back. They were not successful, but after coming back to Manzil Mim, they took a vow. They told themselves, they took a vow saying that before they leave Manzil Mim, they will once again make a trip to Haji Malang, and that's what they did to honor that vow. They did that on 13th of April 1923, just a few days before they handed over Manzil Mim to the owner. Next, at Manzil Mim, the Circle and Company was formed to circle all the musts in the vicinity so that Baba can work with them, to do business of ghee manufactured by them, to publish Upasni Maharaj's biography in Urdu, Garibo Ka Asra, to help Avatar's circle members so that they get God realization. The correct answer is to publish Upasni Maharaj's biography, and Rustam Irani, Adi Senior's elder brother, was in charge of this circle and company. And even when they relinquished Manzil Mim, they gave it back to the Abdul Hajim Rahman, the person who was the owner. They kept a certain portion for this circle and company, which subsequently they gave it off to the owner. So the correct answer is to publish Upasni Maharaj's biography. Next. Tick which one of these are spiritual orders at Manzil Mim. Shaving and hair cutting are allowed on Thursdays and Saturdays before 12 noon. Falling at the feet of Meher Baba is strictly prohibited. Touching any young woman except one's own mother or sister. And D. Getting up at 4 a.m. and attending morning prayers from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Which of these are spiritual orders? The correct answer is yes, getting up in the morning. All the others were orders. All of them were orders, but Baba gave specific spiritual orders, which was this order. Next, what is a gutta? Special ingredient added to pan betel leaf when a master wishes to give spiritual experience to his disciples. A name given to a stray dog which started visiting Manzil Mim for food. An official body of government in the Manzil Mim and the institution of local self-government, and D, a special Parsi non-vegetarian dish made out of mutton, which is correct. Okay, the correct answer, sorry, my God. Okay, I can't read the answer, but I because somebody's entering and is blocking my. But doesn't matter. I can read from my this thing. Okay, the correct answer is it's an official body of government in the Manzile Meme, where after dinner they would all assemble on the top floor of the Manzile Meme. It was a compulsory attendance where many things were discussed, and deliberated, and thrashed out. So that is Gutta. Next, love originates in the heart of the dash. Unless the lamp burns, how can the moth become mad after it? Must, beloved, lover, aspirant. The correct answer is beloved, because Baba himself says the love is a gift from God to man. Only unless the beloved gives that love to the aspirant or the lover would not be attracted to him. Next, tick the statement or statements which are false. A disembodied master cannot help anyone spiritually. 2. The help derived from the shrine of a disembodied master is invariably material in nature. 3. A master after his demise is not connected with creation and hence cannot help anyone. When we talk about the master, we are talking about perfect master. This does not apply to the avatar. And D, the benefit which one derives from visiting a tomb shrine of a master is dependent upon the faith in and the connection with the disembodied master, which is incorrect and which is correct. All of them are true, none is false. Okay, next. I think we'll need to go a little faster because time wise. Question 23. Dash offered their Arangaon property for Baba's use, which was later called Meherabad. Gulmai, Gaimai, Daulatmai, Sunamasi. I think for shorter questions, Janice, you can give them less time instead of 15 seconds. Yeah. The correct answer is Gulmai. We all know Khan Bahadur Kekashru Irani's wife Gulmai. She was the one who offered the entire Arangaon property to Baba, which was later on called Mehrabad. Next. Hazrat Maula Gilori Shah was a local saint of Mehrabad, Mehrazad, Arangaon, Ahmednagar. The correct answer is Ahmednagar. He was from Ahmednagar, but his tomb is at Mehrabad. Next. Baba's first silence with the Mandali in October 1923 was because his friend Bailey kept disobeying him by consuming liquor. Gustaji did not finish all the food served to him and kept arguing with Baba. Behramji was found to be soundly sleeping on the sofa when all the Mandali were strictly instructed not to use any of the furniture, and the Mandali refused to go sightseeing nearby, not interested in play nor interested in playing cards since they were totally exhausted. The last one, the Mandali refused to go sightseeing. Just before that, one night before they had a sleepless night, then they had to travel with a lot of load from Kasara to Igatpuri, and they were really so exhausted and tired. But Baba told them that let us go and go to a lake and see the beauty of this place. None wanted to leave. And Baba said, okay, let us play cards indoor. None wanted to, none was, that is where Baba said, I'm going to stop speaking with you. And that was the first time that Baba observed silence. He only spoke with Behramji whenever it was required, and that was the first time. Next. Reference to context. You have a very important part to play in my cinema. Baba said this to Sarosh, who owned Sarosh Talkies, Chanji, who owned Cine Mandolin, Khodadad, who had the dream of becoming an actor in the film industry in Bombay, and D. Nawal, who owned Novelty Cinema. This was said to Chanji, who owned Cine Mandolin. And Sanji was dejected. He was cheated by his wife, cheated by his partner. He wanted to commit suicide, and that's where he was found at Chopati. And when Baba met him, he said that you have a very bright future. You have a very important role to play in my cinema. That's when Chanji said, "Oh, I also own a cinema." Baba said, "I'm not talking about that cinema." So we all know he was talking about his cinema, which is the entire creation. Next. In the court of a perfect master, one should lead a dog's life. This was said in connection with Kekashrup leader, Kekobat Dastur, Kekashru Afsari, Ali Akbar Sapur Zaman. The correct answer is Kakashru Aspandiat Afsari, who had known of Baba through Behramji. And one day in 1922, he tried to visit Manzile Meem for Baba's darshan, but was refused because Baba was not giving darshan to anybody at that time. Afshari was bitterly disappointed. And what is the use of such a darshan when one's worth is not appreciated? I am a sincere seeker of truth, and Meher Baba refuses to see me or give his. He resolved never to come back and approach Meher Baba. But one night, Baba appeared in his dream and said, "In the court of a perfect master, one should lead a dog's life. Even if you are thrown out, you should come again and again, begging to find an entrance." And this dream made him restless. And in January 1924,
Cyrus uncle,
after
sorry,
Bolo,
sorry. You are giving away the answer of one one
oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
one
Anyway, that's
question from the AV round. So you can.
okay. Okay, I'm sorry. The deed is done. Okay, 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 okay.
Thank you.
Okay, next. So, in other words, he came to Mehrabad and finally joined Mera. Sorry, Mehernosh. All
No
right.
problem.
The the first time Baba traveled alone. Okay, okay. The first time Baba traveled alone in early 1924 without any companion, wearing a Kamli woolen coat and sandals made by Kandoba Rao was in. That means first time when he traveled alone. Kundabad, Itarsi, Bindi Bazar, Shiraz. The correct answer is Itarsi. They were returning from Persia, and Baba asked the four companions to go their own way, Gustaji, Masaji, Adi, and Wazifdar. And he went to an unspecified destination almost for a week alone, and this was in Itarsi. There's a little noise coming through. I don't know what. Next, your work here is temporary. My film company is in the final stages of formation, and as soon as it starts up, I promise you will get the work. Baba said this to Chanji, Khodadad, Nawal, Savak. The correct answer is Khodadad. He was a very young, charming, enterprising person. He came to Bombay. He gave audition. He wanted to become an actor. And he came to Bombay, and he was so dissuaded because nobody employed him. And he was sitting on his sidewalks, wanting to contemplate suicide. And that's when Baba happened to meet him and said, "My son, why are you so dejected?" And Koradat said, "What is it there for you? Why are you troubling me? Leave me alone and all that." He said, "No, I am here from Pune. I have a film company and I am looking out for some actors. Would you be knowing anybody by any chance?" Khodadas was, seventh heaven. He said, "Oh, I am looking for such a job." Then Baba said, "Come with me to Pune and I will, then he said, "My company is in the progress, And after taking Khodadad to Pune, Khodadad was made to work in Baba's toddy shop. And he said, "This is a temporary shop, temporary thing. Once my film company is fully founded, I will take you in." But then Khodadad was so intrigued and interested in Baba's spirituality, so he forgot all about becoming an actor. And he was also named Nervous. Next, Baba taught Mera how to make doodh pak puri, pakoda, potato patties, patril. The correct answer is patril, which is a vegetarian delicacy. And because the ladies, Naja, Mera, they had made some dudpak puri, and Baba was not very happy with dudpak puri, but he finished up the puris, not the dudpak. And then Baba specifically taught Mera how to make patril. So correct answer is patril. When Baba was given a large sum of money by Daulat Mai, he used that money for donating to Parsi Panchayat for housing poor Parsi families. B. Educational and social work in the name of Hazrat Babajan and Upasni Maharaj. C. technical training for the poor Zoroastrians in Persia. D. Financial assistance for a few family members of the Mandali in Persia. Tick the incorrect option or options. Only one incorrect option, giving to Parsi Panchayat. Daulat Mai, as we all know, was Mehra's sister. And okay, I don't want to go into it. That is the reason perhaps why Mehra's mama was against them joining Baba, because he was afraid that they would give away their money to Baba. Anyway, question number 32 is in December 1924, when Baba visited his family house at Pune, he encouraged Mehra to make friends with Mani, who was 6 years old then, by talking about birds and beasts with her, offering her a toy which Baba had specially bought for Mani, teaching Mani nursery rhymes, taking her for a short stroll in the vicinity, which is correct. Baba wanted Mehra and Mani to be friends. So what did he do? Correct answer is Baba had specially bought a toy so that he can give it to Mehra to be given to Mani, and that way they can become more friendly. Which of these statements are true? Arjun Supekar was one of the earliest Bandali to come to Baba in December 1926. He was the leader of untouchable village lads and was responsible for the school for untouchables at Mehrabad, founded in 1925. He was seeing Baba's real form for 3 days before his demise, and Baba gave him a great spiritual push. Which of these statements are true? All the above are true, but Baba liked Arjun very much, and all these apply to him. Next, I have come to unite, not to divide. Don't worry, everything will be all right. Baba said these words to pacify Dina Talati, whose husband Naval was interested in going off to mountain and jungles, to Nargish Kotwal because her husband Savak would always spend all his money and time and money running after sadhus, saints, gurus, etc. Gunatai Gadekar, whose husband Ramchandra would visit various places talking about Baba, giving little attention to the family, and D. Gandhi, when he expressed his concern about separate electoral for the depressed classes. To whom did Baba say these? To Nargis Kotwal, because Savak had the habit of going here, there, everywhere, neglecting the family and neglecting the young child which was born, that is Naju Kotwal. And Baba said, who is this Mer Baba? I want to confront him. And she went to Dina and Nawal Talati's place at Bombay Central and said, I will not leave from here unless I confront Mer Baba. And then, of course, some dialogues happened, and Baba said, I have come to unite and not to divide. And subsequently, we all know that the entire family totally dedicated their lives to Meher Baba. Next. After meeting Gandhi, Baba met Dr. Ambedkar to give details of his talk with Gandhi so that both the great leaders are on the same wavelength, to impress upon him the advantage of pursuing joint electorate, electorate rather than a separate electorate for the depressed class, to ask him to join Baba after getting independence for India, all of the above, which is correct. So this is correct, to impress upon him the advantage of pursuing joint electorate. Because Baba said that if you separate them, then forever and ever they will remain two separate. One is the Brahmins, the higher class, and one is the depressed class, the SC, ST, and all that. So he expressed a desire to impress upon um, um, Dr. Ambedkar to have a joint electorate. Next. The Western group of Baba lovers who came to India for the first time in April 33 were housed in Dinsha Marker's bungalow in Kandivali, Bamanji Padamji bungalow in Borivali, Baba's ashram at Nasik, Baman Lodge at Khodadat Circle at Dadar. Yes, correct answer is Dinsha Marker's bungalow in Kandivali. Next. Who played the role of Virgin Mary in Baba's incarnation this time? Gaimai, Mera, Shirinmai, Gulmai. The correct answer is Gulmai. And Mera played the role of Radha, and Gulmai played the role of Virgin Mary. That's what Baba declared in the West to the Westerners. Next. Baba would often visit the widow's chawl to meet small Khorshid, big Khorshid, small Sunamasi, big Sunamasi. Big Khorshid. She was a widow. She was a wife of Baba's eldest brother Jamshid, and she was lodged in the widow's home. And Baba would often visit her and maybe sometimes give some gifts to her. Next. Pleader found a mosque called Muhammad at Muhammad Ali Road, Paidhuni, Bindi Bazar, Dongri. This was at Bindi Bazar, and Pleader took him to Rauri Ashram, where Baba was running the Must and Med Ashram. Next. Baba's first international air travel was in the year 1930, 31, 36, 37. Yeah, the correct answer is 1936 by Imperial Airways from Karachi for Baghdad, Iraq on 24th of October 1936. Next. Do not worry, I am with your husband. Baba said these words to Nargish Kotwal when her husband Savak Kotwal went to the Himalayas, Dina Talati when her husband Nawal Talati went off for meditation into the jungle, Gunatai Gadekar when her husband Ramchandra Gadekar traveled to France to study education, and Freni Irani when her husband Rustam Irani went abroad for the first time. Which is the correct answer? Yeah, Gunat. Ramchandra had earned or won a government scholarship to study education at the University of Edinburgh in Scotland. And Baba had informed Gadekar in advance that he would be traveling by that particular ship, but he asked Gadekar not to disclose this to anyone. So when Gunatai, which is Gadekar's wife, Nalini and Digambar Gadekar, they were very pleasantly surprised to see Baba and the Mandali on board. And that is when he told Gunatai, don't worry, I'm there with him. Next. During Baba's 54th birthday celebrations at Pimpalgaon, he was presented a radio by Carmen Masi, Nariman Dada Chanji, Rhoda Mistry, Minu Desai. Yeah, the correct answer is Minu Desai. Minu Desai was the brother of Mansari. He was also one of our founder trustees. And the celebration was on 13th of February 1948, which happened to be Baba's birthday according to the Zoroastrian calendar. Next. Before embarking upon the new life, Baba nominated the following persons as arrangement walas. Sorry, what is this? I think the one. Anyway, I'll come to this. Don't worry. Baba's external new life ended on at Khojagoda cave in Hyderabad after completing Mehernosh period. Kuldabad after visiting the Samadhi of Zarzari Zarbaksh, the earlier master of Sai Baba, at Mehrazad on 16 February 1952, and during the night spent at Imampur Mosque before proceeding to Mehrazad. The correct answer is 16 February 1952. After spending the night in the Imampur Masjid, Baba and the company went to Mehrazad, but did not go via Mehrazad, but from the backside of what we call as the Tembi Hill or the Mehernosh Hill, and that is where he ended on 16th of February. Are you screening that earlier question, or that's gone before embarking the arrangement, Walas?
Hey, that is gone, Cyrus uncle. It's not
Okay,
there.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
We
I
are
was pushing him from the that doesn't matter. I was pushing him from the sixth to the seventh plane. Baba said this in reference to Chatti Baba, Aurobindo Ghosh, Gadge Maharaj, Inayat Khan. The correct answer is Aurobindo Ghosh. On the morning of 5th of December 1950, Baba was in Bombay. Cricket match was on. Interesting cricket match. Baba showed no interest, not even allowed the Mandli to know the score. And all of a sudden, in the afternoon, Baba said, switch on the radio. And the moment the radio was switched on, there was a news of Aurobindo Ghosh passing over. And that's where Baba said that I was pushing him from the 6th to the 7th. Because Aurobindo made it all by himself through meditation. He did not have a perfect master to guide him. Next, Baba's self-imposed suffering by way of serious automobile accident happened on his 11th trip to the West, last trip to America, 10th trip to the West, second trip to America and Australia. The correct answer is 11th trip to the West. Next. This was the first time that Baba implied somebody has realized him. It was in reference to Kekashrup leader, Daulatmai Irani, Ustadji Asotia, Gulmai Irani. This was in reference to Gustaji Asotia. This was on 30th of October 1957. In the morning, suddenly Baba tells Annavas, take all the ladies to see a good film. So they searched in the newspaper and went to see a film. At 3:20 in the evening, there was a phone call from Adi saying that Gustaji has passed over. Baba did not want the ladies to hear that news immediately. Baba shed a few tears and said that my old friend and companion in silence has realized my real self at the time of dropping his body. Normally, Baba would say somebody has come to me, or somebody will be born in a Baba family, or somebody will come again when I come again. But this was the first time he indicated that he realized. Next, it was a sight for the gods. I was injured myself, leaning on two cripples, reference to context. Here, no choice has been given. I couldn't find a good choice. Baba had gone to see the Ten Commandments along with some of his Mandli people, and they were in the balcony. And Baba had to climb the stairs of the balcony. And Baba himself was, in a sense, crippled. He met with the accident. And on one side was Homa Dada Chanji, who always had a leg problem from the very beginning. And on the other hand was Dara Dada Chanji, both the brothers, who had sprained his leg. And so Baba mentioned this particular statement that it was a sight for the god to see, one crippled being supported or helped by two other cripples. Next, total number of trips Baba made to the west. The answer is 10, 13, 15, 17. Correct answer is 13. Next, last day of Baba in Bombay in this advent was on 15th March 1959, 25th February 1958, 23rd December 1959, and 10th July 1960. And this is the last question, by the way. The correct answer is 15 March 1959, which happens to be Arnavaz's birthday. Baba was sitting alone in his room, and Arnavaz came in and asked, Baba, do you want something? He said, no, nothing, I'm okay. But then he uttered that I'm not going to be back again in Bombay, which of course Nariman did not know, only Arnavaz, he told Arnavaz. And when Baba met Nariman, Nariman uttered, Baba, come back soon, not knowing that he's not going to come back. So Baba took a few steps backwards and again came and embraced Nariman, so to speak, to honor his words, come back soon, which of course Arnavaz understood, but Nariman did not. So here we end this question answer session. I hope you all enjoyed and learned from it. Now there's a lot more learning coming through from Mehernosh audio-visual round. Thanks to all of you. Thank you, Jai Baba.
Thank you, Cyrus uncle. Thank you. So we'll have the audiovisual round. This is and we'll start first with pictures. So there will be a picture that will be put up on the screen, and there will be a question which will be followed by 4 options. Yep, gents. It's a very simple one. This is the image of Tipu Baba. Identify the role he played for the city of Bombay. A, was he a fakir of Bombay, a spiritual personality of Bombay, a kutub of Bombay, or spiritual chargeman of Bombay? The answer is spiritual chargeman of Bombay. So it was in April 1915, some days after meeting Narayan Maharaj in Ketgaon, that Baba, as he was, Merwanji as he was called, told Behramji, Lattus and Beli that come with me, I'm going to meet certain great saints. And together they came to Bombay, where they met Tipu Baba, who was on the 6th plane and who was then the spiritual chargeman of Bombay. Tipu Baba was a short, bronze colored man, used to dress in a long white shirt and lungi, and had nails which looked, which were long, unkempt, and which looked like claws. He looked like a lion, and when he slept on a bed in a small room which was 12 by 6, he slept in a position as if he was about to pounce on you. So he was the spiritual chargeman of Bombay at that time, and when Baba had come to meet him. Okay, let's go ahead. This is a picture from the Chronicle. It's a famous picture. Identify the perfect master with whom the Dargah of Dongri, this is a picture of Dargah of Dongri, in Bombay is connected. Is it Munshi Abdur Rahim? Is it Tipu Baba? Is it Tajuddin Baba? Or is it Baba Abdur Rahman? Shh. Write on your paper. The answer is Baba Abdur Rahman. So Tipu Baba, in fact, Baba Abdur Rahman was a perfect master. And Tipu Baba, in fact, inherited his spiritual charge from Baba Abdur Rahman. And the other interesting thing was that Baba Abdur Rahman used to be often visited by Hazrat Baba Jan in 1901. And in fact, he became a kutub by her grace, by the grace of Baba Abdur Rahman. And when Baba visited this Dongri along with the rest of the group, when they came walking from from Pune to Bombay, Baba abruptly stopped the journey when they entered Bombay while they were walking. Then they all sat in a lorry and came down. So Baba asked the Mandali to go and bow down to this Dargah. And then Ramju found Baba in the lorry prostrated towards Baba Abdur Rahman's Dargah, the Dongri Dargah. But Baba did not step down from the truck, but in the truck he was in a Shastang Namaskar position to the great master. Let's go ahead. Building close to where we are currently, in mid-December 1922, Meher Baba visited the Shivlal Motilal mansion to meet this disciple of his. This disciple of his, a famous disciple, stayed in this building. Ramrose Darachandji, Naval Talati, Savak Kotwal, or KJ Dastur? Naval Talati. The answer is Naval Talati. And he was ill, in fact, he was not well. And therefore, Baba, in mid-December 1922, visited him on several days till he was fine. His house was on the first floor. Shivlal Motilal Mansion is right at the junction of Bombay Central Station. Okay, next one. The lady you see standing behind Baba is Pilamai Hormuz. Actually, it is Pilamai Hormuz Irani, but the reference in the books is Pilamai Hormuz, who met Baba in Bombay on 25th February 1932. Identify the city she belonged to. Was it Bombay? Was it Pune? Was it Karachi? Or was it Quetta? She had a close connection with Baba, and Baba visited her in this particular city on several occasions. That's the hint. The answer is Karachi. Karachi. Okay. This is a beautiful picture. You have to identify this couple standing next to Erach. Is it Nargish and Savak? Is it Arnavaz and Nariman Dadachanji? Is it Jal and Dolly Dastur? Or is it Havovi and Oshang Dadachanji? So it's pretty simple. It is Jal and Dolly Dastur. Now, this is, while this picture is, we don't know the date of this picture, but what happened was that Baba came to Bombay in Ashiana on 15th April, and there was a darshan program. This was just after his new life. 200 people attended this program. And Dolly Dastur at that time was not, they were not married. Jal and Dolly were not married. She went by the surname of Dolly Engineer. She was our Phila engineer's sister. And she went for Baba's darshan. But Jal refused to go for the darshan, being an Orthodox Zoroastrian. And when Dolly returned back, she found Jal in tears. That's the story. And when she asked him the reason as to why he is in tears, Jal's reply was, "Do not ask me anything. By not going for Baba's darshan, I have committed the greatest mistake of my life. I am a fool. I now acknowledge him as the avatar." Now, when Dolly left for the darshan, although Jal had no faith and he refused to go and meet Baba, he began seeing Baba wherever he looked. This vision began right after Dolly departed. To avoid the sight, Jal left the house, went outside. Even there, wherever he went, he only saw Baba and nobody else. And feeling helpless, he returned home. And while thinking of how to escape the image, tears began rolling from his eyes. His tears wiped out all the doubts and made him hold fast to Meher Baba's feet from that day on till this day. So this is the story of our Jal Dastur and how he remains this great soldier of Avatar Meher Baba. Okay, let's go ahead. The gentleman you see with the cap, you have to identify this Mandali member standing next to Baba, whose family stayed, the hint is his family stayed on Mehrabad Hill for many years. In fact, the family stayed on Mehrabad Hill for several years, till the end, till their end. Is it Kekobat Dastur, KJ Dastur, Vishnu Devrukhkar, or Sorabji Desai? Answer is Kekobat. Kekobat Dastur. It is. So Kekobat Dastur had been visiting Baba occasionally from 1927 onwards. When Baba looked at the property at Pimpalgaon somewhere in 1944, he came to Baba and said, "I and my family have decided to surrender to you. My every possession is at your feet." Baba accepted his surrender, instructed Kekobat to return back to Bombay, where he was a head cashier of the Sun Life of Canada Insurance Company, sell everything except their clothing and wait for his call. Kekobad left and faithfully carried out Baba's instructions. The whole family, his wife, his two daughters, Gulu and Jalu, they stayed on the hill as per Baba's orders behind the Samadhi. So that, and Kekobad Dastur had these visions of Baba, and he used to take Baba's name 1 lakh times a day. Okay, let's go ahead. This is a famous picture of the Iran Shah fire temple, of the holy fire temple of the Zoroastrians. Now, in November 1914, Merwan, along with 4 friends, visited the fire temple in Udwada. 3 of the 4 friends were Khodu, Behramji, and Lattus. Who was the 4th one? Was it his brother Jal, Adi Jr., Adi Sr., or Bailey? The answer is Bailey. So they went from Pune to Udwada. They had a great time visiting the fire temple, visiting the beach at Udwada. But Baba had forbidden drinking of hard liquor. And Bailey was extremely upset with that order. But Baba refused. Baba refused to accommodate his request or refused to compromise. Bailey threatened to leave back for Pune. Baba was so disgusted, and after a 3-day stay, they returned to Bombay and headed back to Pune. So this is so Avatar Meher Baba has visited the Iran Shah fire temple at Udwada. Okay, let's go ahead. There is an arrow that is pointing out to a gentleman. It's very easy. You see over here, and the cursor is also moving around him in a headgear and spectacles standing behind Baba. Identify this person. Is it Nariman Dada Chanji? Is it Faramroz Dada Chanji? Is it Kaka Baria, or is it Ramju Abdullah? He is with headgear and spectacles. The answer is Faramroz Dada Chanji. The gentleman standing next to him with the headgear was Ramju Abdullah. Okay. Now, this was the question that Cyrus uncle was about to give the answer when we stopped him. Okay. Rao Sahib Kaikashru Afsari, whom you see sitting with the spectacles next to Baba, physically met Meher Baba in Bombay for the first time. In which building? This is straight from the Chronicle. In which building in the year 1922? Was it Bharucha building? Was it Rustam Bagh? Was it Manzil-e-Meem, or was it Shivlal Motilal mansion? This is a slightly tricky one. It's not as obvious as you think it is. That's the hint. The answer is Bharucha building. He tried to meet Baba twice in the Manzil-e-Meem, but Baba refused to meet him. And Afsari was bitterly disappointed, thinking there should be no restrictions about meeting a saint at any time or any place. What is the use of this darbar in which no one's worth is recognized? I am a sincere seeker of truth, but still Meher Baba refuses me his darshan. He resolved never to approach Baba again, and his mind harbored this grudge for a long time. One night, Baba appeared in Afsari's dream and said, "You fool, once or twice you came and couldn't meet me and went away. In the court of a Sadguru, one should lead a dog's life. Even if you are thrown out, you should come back again and again, begging to find the entrance." Now, this dream made Afsari extremely restless. He happened to meet Baidul, who brought him to Baba at Barucha building. And when Baba asked him, "What do you want?" he said, "To remain in your darbar." Baba said, "The time will come when I will call you. Meanwhile, be prepared and keep ready to come to me as soon as I call. I may send you for tomorrow, after a fortnight, or after 4 months. Whenever I call, be prepared to come." And this made Afsari very happy. So Rao Sahib Afsari remained with Baba. He played a very prominent role in the Premashram school, and Baba had given him the nickname of Rao Sahib. Okay, let's go ahead. Next one. This is a famous picture. This picture is actually from the East-West gathering, but it's nothing to do. The question has nothing to do with the East-West gathering. Now, Dr. Hoshang Firoz Barucha, you see him standing there with the spectacles, met Baba for the first time in Bombay at Ashiana when he was a final year medical student. In which year did this happen? Was it 55? Was it 59, 56, or 52? This was in the year 1952 at the same gathering when Dolly engineer went to meet Baba and when Jal Dastu refused to go to see Baba. And in fact, Dr. Barucha, when he came for this meeting, he had first heard about Meher Baba through Upasni Maharaj, in Upasni Maharaj's ashram. And then he came late actually for this meeting. Right now, we have the video round. There will be five video related questions, video clips. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll play the video clip, and then linked to that will be a question on a person in that video clip. And all these people have references from the chronicle. Go ahead.
These physical ailments proved to be a cause of great suffering for him in subsequent years.
Pause. Now here we pause. You see this gentleman, bald gentleman in all whites. The question is related to him. Identify this monthly member. It's pretty simple actually. Who is bald, wearing spectacles and dressed in all whites? Is it Adi K. Irani, Pendu, Sarosh Irani, or Papa Jasawala? It is Sarosh. Sarosh Irani, who was then the mayor of Ahmednagar, a very, very old disciple and a mandli member of Avatar Meher Baba. And he came to Baba, he met Baba at the age of 19, and he was with Baba since then, Sarosh Irani. Okay, let's go ahead.
More than 20,000 people came from all over India for his darshan, or blessing.
Now, you see this gentleman here with the cap around which the cursor is moving. This film clip is from the Nasik Darshan program. But you see a gentleman sitting behind Baba with a Parsi cap. And there is a clue in the question itself to the answer. This disciple wearing a Parsi cap and a white shirt was famous for his temper. Padri Erach Jasawala, Papa Jasawala, or Rustam Irani? The answer is Pistol, Papa Jasawala. All the Parsis stood up when Pistol came. Okay, let's go ahead. The third clip. Okay, now this clip is from the 1958 Darshan. They were Savas program in Meherabad. The gentleman you see sitting next to Baba is Kakabaria. The question is related to Kakabaria. Now name the place where Kaka met beloved Baba for the first time in the year 1928. Was it Toka? Was it Bombay? Was it Navsari? Or was it Surat? It's a slightly tricky one. It is Toka. Toka. Baba had set up an ashram in Toka. So Kaka Baria was born in Navsari, studied engineering and worked in Bombay in Jamshedpur. He settled down in Bombay in the building which Baba used to frequently visit. He had worked in many companies, and the interesting fact about Kaka Baria, or he was known as Ardeshish F. Baria, was that he had met 4 out of 5 perfect masters of Avatar Meher Baba. Except for Sai Baba, he met all 4, and then finally he came to Baba. When he first came and he met Baba here in Toka, And here too, Baba had he came to Baba. Baba asked him what is that he wants. Baba asked him to. So he said that I have come to meet you. Let me just refer exact the exact words that were used to just give it. Yeah. So Baba asked him to to prepare a bamboo matting. He was unfamiliar with such work, although he was an engineer by profession, but he couldn't make a bamboo matting. But Pendu showed him how to weave them and he brought the finished mats to Baba. After inspecting the mats, Baba put on Baria's chappals. Sorry. Baba put on Kaka Baria's chappals with the words, "Your chappals don't fit me. What can I do? When your chappals are my size, I will keep you with me." Now, Kaka Baria was confused. He didn't understand what Baba meant, but what Baba meant was that Ardeshir Baria was not yet ready to stay with him. So Baria left Toka after some days to pay the price for a suitable pair of chappals for Baba, to prepare himself and make his life worthy of staying with the master. He was later known as Kaka. This is Kaka Baria. You see this gentleman in all whites. It's a very simple one. You have to identify who this person was. This is from Louis Van Gaston's movie, Beyond Words. This was the last film. This was the last film which was filmed on Beloved Baba. The options are Jal, Adi, Padri, or Pendu. The answer is Jal. His brother Jal, who refused to initially accept Baba as the avatar, and we know the famous story of he testing Baba and then Baba asking Bailey to put a small piece of burning coal on his hands, and Jal did not feel any pain. And in fact, Baba took the entire pain, but afterwards, Jal says that he developed a huge blister. He was in hospital. Baba used to visit him. And there, the love and affection that Baba showed to him touched him immensely. And then finally, when he came back from the hospital, when his palm was cured, Baba asked him, "Will you leave everything and stay with me?" And Jalbai agreed. So Jalbai says that every time a newcomer would come to Baba, Jalbai would always show the scar on his palm and to remind them of that story of how he came to Meher Baba. Okay. This is the last video clip. You see this gentleman standing between Baba and the lady. The question is related to him. Watch him closely. The person standing behind Baba in this video is Dr. Neelu. In the 1950s in Bombay, Neelu was involved in a hilarious episode with Gustaji when they visited a famous five-star hotel. This episode led to considerable embarrassment for Neelu. Identify this famous hotel. Was it the Oberoi? Was it the Waldorf Astoria? Was it the Imperial Hotel? Was it the Taj Mahal Hotel? It's a fairly simple one. It's Taj Mahal. It is the Taj Mahal. So the story goes that Neelu asked Baba if when they were in Bombay at Ashiana whether he could go and visit the Taj Mahal, and Baba agreed. But then Gustaji jumped in saying, "I too want to go," and Baba said yes. Neelu was bitterly embarrassed and he explained to Baba that Gustaji is a very clumsy human being. He will be a huge embarrassment for me when we go to the Taj Mahal. But Gustaji promised, "I will not utter a word." when we go to the Taj Mahal. So Baba agreed. He kept on warning Gustadji, don't be an embarrassment. They went to the Taj Mahal and Nilu was wearing brand new clothes and brand new shoes. And as they entered the Taj Mahal, because of the brand new shoes that he was wearing, he slipped on the floor and Gustadji was walking behind him. And somehow, as he was about to fall, Gustadji held him and picked him up. And then they started walking again, Gustadji walking quietly behind him. And then they went a few steps ahead and again Nilu slipped and again Gustadji lifted him. And this time the hotel staff came running thinking Nilu was drunk and, they kind of helped him on his feet. And Gustadji was very upset and he came back to Baba and saying in Gujarati, Maru naak kapi nakhyu Dr. Nilu hai. Maro fajeto thai. So that is that famous story at the Taj Mahal hotel. Okay, we'll go to the audio rounds now. There are these audio clips that you will hear. You will have to guess. The questions will follow accordingly. Okay.
इश्तिया के शोक जब हद से सिवा हो जाएगा.
Okay, identify this old Baba lover from Bombay who is singing this famous song. Rhoda Dubash, Rhoda Mistry, Diana Surti, or Arnavaz Dadachanji. It is, if you ask me, the actual answer should be Diana Surti, but unfortunately it is not. But Jimmy Uncle, please tell her we remembered her today. It is Rhoda Mistry. Rhoda Mistry and the whole Mistry family had a very close connection with our center before they moved to Mehra. But Jim Mistry, her husband, her three sons, Merwan, Sarosh and Falu, the current chairman of the AMBBC. Okay, let's go ahead. Second clip.
Any person with a pure heart, with an open heart, even the word pure I am using in the ordinary sense of open heart, without any prejudices. Any person approaching him could feel his love and the great blessing, pure blessing, which he brought from the highest of the high.
Okay, this Mandali member was the one responsible for preparing. The hint is the first draft of the book Discourses. Identify him. Was it Dr. Abdul Ghani, Dr. GSN Murthy, Dr. CD Deshmukh, or Dr. Nilkant Godse? The hint is we spoke about this gentleman 2 Sundays back as well. Dr. Chakradhar Dharnidhar Deshmukh, CD Deshmukh, Professor of Philosophy at the King's College, in the Nagpur University, studied from the King's College in London. Okay, go ahead. Third clip.
As time came closer, Baba seemed to take on more bindings on himself, visible and invisible. And we used to always feel so helpless because we could not help Baba.
You want to play this again? Can we play it again? I think the sound in the clip itself is.
As time came closer, Baba seemed to take on more bindings on himself, visible and invisible. And we used to always feel so helpless because we could not help Baba.
Okay, now there is a clue in the question. You have to identify this woman Mandali member who attained her professional qualification from Bombay. So there is a clue, right? Gaver R. Irani, Katie R. Irani, Meru Irani, or Mani Irani. The answer is Gaver Irani. She was a doctor, Meher Baba's physician. She studied here at the Grant Medical College and passed out from Bombay. Okay, let's go ahead.
Do you think that the master, when he drops his body, he is dead? He is eternally alive. That life is eternal. Even if you drop your body, of course you are conscious. Consciousness remains there. Even if you sleep, there is no break. The consciousness is continuous, that is eternal.
Whose voice is this is not the question. We all know it is Bauji. Okay. So now the voice you hear is that of Bhau Kalchuri. Question is, name the location in Bombay where the famous and hilarious episode of beloved Baba berating him for eating too much happened. Was it Irani Mansion? Was it Ashiana? Was it Pandey Dharamshala? Or was it the Sorab Mansion? The answer is Ashiana. This is a famous story that before Baba came, this was in 1957, before Baba came to Bombay, he had told Bhauji very clearly, it ordered him in person that whatever I may say, you eat well because there'll be plenty of food at Arnavaz's house in Ashiana. And Bhauji used to stay at Rupamai Karani's house here at Haji Ali. He used to do the night duty, then walk 2 kilometers to Rupamai's house. And then the next day morning, he used to come back for lunch. And for 20 days on the lunch table, Baba kept on berating him in front of everyone, saying, look, this Bhau has no shame. See how much he is eating. And because of that, Bhauji reduced his eating till it came down to a situation where he would only eat a loaf of bread, where he would refuse to come onto the lunch table, go to the loo, go for some work, and then come towards the end. But Baba kept on berating him till finally one day after 20 days, he got so exasperated that he told Baba, give me 50 paisa, I will go every day, I will go and eat outside. I don't want anything to eat to do with you, karke. So then Baba in person told him that you disobeyed me because I had told you before coming here that no matter what I say, you eat well. And then he said that every day of those 20 days when you disobeyed me, you broke my heart. So from that day onwards, then Bauji, irrespective of what Baba said, ate and ate and ate extremely well in Ashiana. So that is that story. And Ashiana also, as a we see that in our chronicle, Ashiana was the home of Arnavaz and Nariman Dadachandji. It was out on lease during the Second World War, and the earlier lease was with the Maharaja of Gwalior, whose jockey used to stay there. This house was sublet to them for 5 years. The owner of the house kept on sending eviction notices to Arnavaz and Nariman. One day, I think it was in 1951 or 52, on the day of Christmas, Nariman Darachandji sent a big bouquet and a cake to the owner, just out of a whim. And the owner's heart melted. He came, they started talking. He made Arnavaz and Nariman tenants. But the beauty of it is the owner slowly started getting interested in Baba when Baba started visiting Ashiana. And then it came down to such a situation that even when Baba was walking down the steps of Ashiana, the owner for no reason would come and stand over there just to look at Baba and then quietly walk away. So this is how Baba does his work. That nameplate of Ashiana, I believe, is still there opposite the old American consulate at Bridge Candy. But now, of course, that structure is gone. So that's that about Bauji. Okay, we'll go ahead.
You are indeed very fortunate to love beloved Baba, for he is the one most worthy to be loved. We wish you to be happy and well, and be your dear, cheerful self always.
Okay, this voice is that of Mehra, beloved Baba's beloved. In which year did she meet Baba in Bombay for the first time, or when did she come to to Bombay, where she met Baba for the first time in Bombay at Barucha building? This is from the Chronicle. Is it 25, 24, 1930 or 1929? It's 1924. Okay, go ahead.
Baba says that don't worry, be happy. Why does he say that when there is suffering, so much of suffering? How can we be happy?
And how can we not worry? But we can do that provided we leave everything to Baba. Baba says, do what you have to do and leave the result to me.
Abra, we'll play this. We'll play this again. Sorry. Okay.
Baba says that don't worry, be happy. Why does he say that when there is suffering, so much of suffering? How can we be happy? And how can we not worry? But we can do that provided we leave everything to Baba. Baba says, do what you have to do and leave the result to me.
The straightforward question. The voice, again, there is a hint, is that of a very old lover from Bombay who unfailingly hosted Baba whenever he visited the city. Is it Naja? Is it Katie Irani? Is it Dina Talati who hosted Baba? Or is it Arnavas Dada Chanji? Answer is Arnavas Dada Chanji from Ashiana. Okay, go ahead.
Every morning, as Bhagavad used to get up and he used to sing in praise of God. Nice song. And he has a beautiful voice yet. And you sing not all loud voice. And no one bothers, no one complains why you are bothering her or sleep, why you are taking her sleep.
There is nothing wrong with the sound. This is the original sound of this person. This is his original voice. Let's go to the question. The voice you hear is that of one of Meher Baba's very old Mandali member, who was also, the clue is related to him. Kaka Baria, Adi Ke Irani, Sarosh Irani, or Aspandyar Irani. The answer is Aspandyar Irani or Pindu, and his speech was significantly paralyzed because he was involved in the second accident with Meher. He was paralyzed, and as a result, his speech was stuttering post the second accident at Satara in 1956. Aspandyar Irani or Pindu. Okay, next one.
Discipline should be spontaneous. Discipline should have a bearing on all the time of your life. If there is a discipline like doing some yoga or some meditation or some practices, then it is really partial. It does not cover all the time of man's waking consciousness, and it becomes a sort of a habit, and man gets caught into the habit.
This Mandali member was known for his fiery speeches. And again, there's a clue, stayed at Khushru quarters in Ahmednagar. Adi Ke Irani, Khan Bahadur Kai Khushru Irani, Rustam Irani, or Sarosh Irani. He was known for his fiery speeches and he stayed at Khushru quarters in Ahmednagar. Answer is Adi. Just to confuse, we had put up Khan Bahadur Kai Khushru Irani as well. But it is Adi Ke Irani, very, very old Baba, member of Baba's Mandli, was there with him from the Manzil days. Okay, go ahead. Gulmai was his mother. The second last clip.
Told us, real love is a gift from God to man. Or when we speak of loving Baba, we mean a sharing with him and others of something he has given us. But Baba always stressed that a gift of his love is a rare and precious one, dispensed only through the descent of his grace. Baba told us, real love is a gift from God to man. Or when we speak of loving Baba, we mean a sharing with him and others of something he has given us. But Baba always stressed that a gift of his love is a rare and precious one, dispensed only through the descent of his grace.
Sorry, I think we'll pass this question. The clip was, can anybody guess? He was a famous businessman, so that's the clue. We can still take the question. He was a famous businessman. Was it Meherji, Karkaria, Savak Kotwal, Kishanjan Gajwani, or Sorabji Siganporia? Sorry, we'll pass this. The actual answer is Merji Karkaria. It is Merji Karkaria. So this is Merji. In his young days, he was actually studying at the College of Engineering in Pune when he came on a picnic to Mehrabad, and that's how he connected with Baba, and the rest is all history. Okay. Last clip.
Baba was neither in Mehrazad nor in Mehrabad, and he was in Govesh's father's bungalow. Since I was looking after the work at Mehrazad, on the way down, I just went to see Baba, and I used to go to see Baba and give him the news about the progress of the work.
Okay. The voice you hear is that of Padri Kaka. What was his real name? Faramroz Darachanji, Ardeshir Baria, Faridun Driver, or Minu Barucha? This is Faridun Driver. We'll take the last. Okay, so that brings us, Sam, this brings us to the end of the quiz, but we have one open question, and we'll put up a picture. Here, it's for everyone. It's a beautiful picture. It's a very rare picture, and there is a Baba connection. And anybody from the hall here or anybody from online can unmute and give the answer. Okay, let's put up the picture. You see the picture? It's a very rare picture of the exact moment where this batsman is about. Okay, let me not give you the thing. Can you tell me what is this picture about? Cricket, of course it is about cricket, but it's about whom? Anybody from online? Okay, so this is a very rare picture of the exact moment when Nari contractor was when Nari contractor was about to be hit by the bowler. Who was the bowler? Does anybody know?
Yes.
Charlie Griffith,
Yes.
and he was about to hit him, and this is the exact moment. It's a very rare picture, and Nari contractor had a connection with Baba. Yes, he had a connection with Baba, and Baba had in fact predicted that he would go on to captain India. This happened when Nari contractor was the captain of India in 1962 in the West Indies. I think it was in Barbados, if I'm not wrong. So that brings us to the end of the quiz. If anybody has got all the questions right, online as well as offline, anybody has got one wrong, two wrongs, minimum 5 wrongs. Okay, so everybody is saying we enjoyed. Let us pass. So thank you so much. I would like to place on record my sincere thanks to Janice, to Nalini Mathur, and to Cyrus Khambata for all the work, and all of us together, of course, and dear Dara as well. Thank you so much, and we will end with beloved Baba's Aarti. Thank you everybody for your participation. Thank you. Jai Baba. Okay. Okay. Please be upstanding for the Aarti. And let us all sing the Aarti together. Bujhave nar zahlatni kar kud ratne farmatu chalagi आश भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूर ईमान तू आयामु शद मेहर बाबा चरण पर तुझ ना धरिए सर उदाना रात थी वाके फतई बे ओ मेहर बातू तुझे माँ લીક હકીકતનો તું આશિક ભીને આરિફ भी तुझे दरी याय वहदत मारिफत नो ओई तूफान तू अमोर है रौने ऐसा ले बखस जे ज्ञान ईज़दनु के तू पर महात्मा ज्ञानी चने मो तारे इरफां तू खुदा ना प्रेम नो प्यालो पिलावी मस्त हमने कर शे तुझ पर जान सदके सा किया ईद पैमा तू हमारी नाव भर दरिए तरावे तो हमें तरिए हमारा ना खुदा ए मेहर बाबा चैनी गे बातू हमारा ना खुदा ए मेहर बाबा चैनी गे बातू बुझावे नार जहलतनी ए कर खुद रात ने फरमातू शलागी आश भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूर ईमान तू बोलो अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय Thank you everybody for joining. I hope you had a wonderful evening, a Baba filled evening. Jai Baba. Thank you very much. Thank you to all our people who have joined online also. Thank you. Jai Baba.